Look at yourself, right now, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Stop and look. I am not asking you to look at your face. I am asking you to look at your life, the decisions you made this morning, the habits you followed without choosing them, the time you wasted, the excuses you called reasons, the fear you named practicality. Who is responsible for that? Not your parents, not your boss, not the economy, not the government, not the hand you were dealt. You are responsible. And until you swallow that truth whole, until it sits in your gut like a stone you cannot pass, nothing I say will matter. Nothing you hear will change you. Nothing will change at all. You want to know why most men fail? It is not lack of talent, it is not lack of opportunity, it is not bad luck or bad timing or bad breaks. It is the refusal to look in the mirror and say, this is my fault, this is on me, and no one is coming to save me. No one is coming, not God, not in the way you think. God does not build your life for you. God does not wake you up early. God does not force you to read, to think, to examine, to grow. God gave you the mind. God gave you the seed. God gave you the blueprint. But the building, the tilling, the daily, invisible, unglamorous work of making that seed become what it was meant to be, that is 100% up to you. 100%. Not 90, not 99. 100. And every percentage point you give away, every moment you blame, every excuse you accept, every finger you point outward, is a percentage point of your life you will never get back. Most men are living unexamined lives. They wake up and react. They follow habits without questioning them. They consume without thinking. They speak without awareness. They live without direction. That is not living. That is drifting, and drifting is a choice. Do not call it circumstance. Do not call it bad luck. Do not call it, that's just how life is. Drifting is a choice you make every morning when you reach for your phone instead of your purpose. Every evening when you choose entertainment over examination. Every night when you fall asleep without asking yourself, what did I build today? I have spent 25 years studying the men who built empires, not the ones who inherited them, the ones who forged them from nothing, from failure, from the kind of darkness that makes most men quit. And I asked every single one of them the same question. Not about strategy, not about connections, not about luck. I asked, when did you stop drifting? The answer was never what I expected. It was not a victory. It was not a revelation from the mountaintop. It was a moment of quiet, brutal honesty. The moment they looked at their own mind and admitted, I have not been building. I have been waiting. And the waiting has become a life. You must become conscious. Not conscious of the world. The world will demand your attention without your permission. Time equals, quote, 3 seconds, quote, / greater than I mean conscious of yourself. Conscious of the thoughts you allow to loop in your mind while you shower. Conscious of the excuses you dress up as reasons. Conscious of the fear you have named practicality. An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates said this over 2,000 years ago. And we have spent 2,000 years proving him right by ignoring him. Because examination hurts. It is easier to drift. It is easier to let the current carry you. It is easier to wake up at 40 and wonder where the decades went than it is to wake up at 20 and ask, what am I actually building? I am not here to comfort you. Comfort is the drug of the drifter. I'm here to hand you a mirror and ask you to look. Not your face. Your mind. What does it become? Garden or landfill? cathedral, or a storage unit? You know the answer. You've always known. The question is whether you will keep pretending you do not. In 1908, Andrew Carnegie gave me a task that would consume 25 years of my life. Study 500 men. Find the pattern. Still the law. But here's what no one asked me to find. Here's what emerged from the research, whether I wanted it to or not. Every man who built something lasting, every single one, operated from a single premise. They did not believe the world owed them success. They did not believe their circumstances determined their outcome. They believed something far more demanding. They believed that God had given them a mind. And that the examination, the cultivation, the building of that mind was theirs alone. This is not prosperity theology. This is not name it and claim it. This is a contract. God provides the seed, the soil, the rain, the sun. For the tilling, the weeding, the daily invisible, unglamorous work of making the seed become what it was meant to be, that is up to you. I have seen men born in poverty rise to command fortunes that would stagger a monarch. And I have seen men born in velvet descend into obscurity so complete that their own grandchildren do not know their names. What separated them? Not luck. Not education. Not connections. One examined his mind daily. The other let his mind drift unchecked. One built. The other waited. And the waiting became alive. Over 25 years, I distilled what I learned into principles. But tonight, I do not want to give you principles. I want to give you examinations. Questions you ask yourself not once, but daily. Until the asking becomes the architecture of your mind. Examination 1. Definiteness of purpose. What do you actually want? Not what you should want. Not what is practical to want. Not what your father wanted, or your culture demands, or your fear disguises as ambition. What burns in your chest like a coal that will not cool? If you cannot answer this in one sentence, you are drifting. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let it be so specific, it frightens you. A vague wish is a seed left in the packet. A definite purpose is a seed planted in tilled ground. Examination 2, the Mastermind Alliance. Who are you allowing to examine your mind with you? Not your drinking buddies. Not your echo chamber. Not the people who tell you what you want to hear. I mean the ones who share your vision, who hold you accountable, who look you in the eye and say, "You are drifting, build." God made us for communion. Find your alliance. Or build alone and wonder why the cathedral never rises. Examination 3, applied faith. Are you acting as if the outcome were assured? Not hoping. Not wishing. Acting. Faith without works is dead. James said it. Every bit of it. And I've watched men die with their faith intact because they never moved their feet. Applied faith is the decision to build before you see the blueprint complete. Examination 4, going the extra mile. When did you last do more than you were paid for? Not to impress. Not to manipulate. But because the work itself is the offering. The universe pays compound interest on every extra mile. Not always immediately. Not always in the currency you expect. But it pays. Examination 5, personal initiative. Who is going to wake you up? No one. The alarm clock of destiny rings from inside the house. Begin before you're ready. Speak before you're eloquent. Build before you have all the materials. Initiative is the first movement of a muscle that has been given strength but awaits command. Examination 6, the habit of saving. What are you spending that you should be saving? Not just money. Energy. Time. Attention. Words. The mind that spends everything it earns in distraction is a mind that cannot build. Save 15 minutes of silence. Compounded over years, it becomes a cathedral. Examination. 7. Controlled attention. Where is your attention right now? Not where you think it is. Where it actually is. The greatest waste in human experience is the dissipation of attention. Protect it as you would protect your child. Do not give it to every notification, every manufactured crisis, every voice that demands without deserving. Your attention is the soil. Your purpose is the seed. Guard them both. And the harvest. I promise you on the authority of 25 years, will come. I want to tell you something I have told very few people. There were nights, many nights, when I doubted everything. I doubted my research. I doubted my conclusions. I lay in dark rooms and asked God if I'd wasted my life. The money made and lost. The marriage is strained under obsession. The years passing while I interviewed men too busy to remember my name. And in those hours, always those hours, never the daylight, a thought would come. Not my own. I knew my own thoughts too well. You are not building for yourself. You are building for the ones not yet born. The ones who will need these words when their own midnight comes. That is why I am speaking to you now. Cross whatever years separate us. You are in your midnight. Or you will be. The moment when the seed seems dead. When the blueprint looks like fantasy. When every voice says, this is not working. You are not who you thought. The seed is not dead. It is working underground. In darkness. In silence. In the place where you cannot see and cannot measure. Oh, that is where God works best. Oh, that is where faith becomes fact. That is where the mind you are building begins to bear fruit that shocks even you. But you must stay in the field. You must keep building. Even when the only evidence is a promise you made to yourself. And the quiet conviction that God does not give seeds to mock the sower. I have spoken to you of examinations, of laws, of the mind God gave you and the mind you must build. But let me close with the simplest truth I know. The truth I would whisper to my own grandchildren if they sat here now. You are not finished. Whatever age, whatever failures, whatever mornings you woke thinking, it's too late. My chance has passed. You are not finished. God did not give you a mind that expires at 30 or 50 or 80. He gave you a mind that renews itself the moment you decide to build again. Build your mind as an act of worship. Not to impress. Not for trophies that gather dust. But because the God who gave you the seed delights to see it grow. Every book, every discipline, every early morning choosing growth over comfort. Every late night choosing purpose over entertainment. These are not secular activities. They are spiritual offerings. They are the evidence that you understood the contract. God gave you the seed. You are building the harvest. And the harvest is not just for you. It is for everyone who will eat because you planted. Everyone who will shade because you grew. Everyone who will find courage because you refused to let the seed die. I do not know what you face tomorrow. I do not know the weight you carry. The dreams deferred. Prayers whispered into pillows that did not answer back. But I know this. With a certainty that comes only from testing it in the fire of my own existence. The mind God gave you is enough. The strength to build it is within you. The The time to begin is now. And it is up to you. Build well.